It's game time in Boston as the crowds look to cheer on the Celtics. For the Celtics, their last game a win against the Magic in Orlando.
And they were really in control of that game, guys, if you remember. They made sure they didn't have to sweat it out at the end.
Yeah, you never got the sense that it was going to come down to the last few possessions. I thought they avoided any letdown or costly mistakes down the stretch.
And the starting lineup for the Thunder brought to us tonight by State Farm. Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, and Kendrick Perkins, their front court trio. The backcourt comprised of Russell Westbrook and Thabo Sefolosha. And for the Celtics, Rajon Rondo is out there with Lee. And it's Garnett, then it's Pierce, and it's Sullinger in at the power forward.
And you can just see what his offense means to this team. I mean, it's obvious. They really rely on him to score the basketball.
And Courtney Lee gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Now here's Westbrook. Dishes it to Durant. Right side Durant. Over Sullinger. Durant, no good.
Well, it's hard for me to believe this, that Doc Rivers, guys, is in his 14th season as an NBA head coach. We banged heads against each other between the lines way back in the day on the hardwood, and he's already coached 14 years. Top 20 all-time in playoff wins is Doc. He won Coach of the Year back in 2000. His first season as a head coach, and for those who may not know, was also an outstanding commentator before taking the reins on the sideline. So well-versed in the world of basketball is Doc Rivers.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Scott Brooks. He told me what has pleased him most about his team is how well they are playing together on the offensive end, saying it's playing together on the same page and functioning as a unit instead of as a group of individuals. It's something we hope we can continue. We'll see if that's the case, guys.
Okay, Doris, appreciate the information. I think, guys, it's not the first time that shooting has been a focus for this team.
Well, it's always something that they've tried to concentrate on. You work hard in practice. You work on your craft. You work on your strategy, your execution, but you never know if the ball is going to go in or not.
And we've seen it ring up dividends. When they take that very disciplined approach to their offense, it usually pays off.
Westbrook drives in. Here's Sefolosha from outside off the mark.
I'll tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide open shots like that.
And Clark, you were talking about Doc Rivers. You mentioned that Coach of the Year award. Not bad for a guy who didn't really have any coaching experience as an assistant. He went straight from the broadcast booth right into the fire, and he got it done right away.
He's a guy that'll take it right into the teeth of the defense. A lot of his points come from inside of 5 feet.
And the foul on Paul Pierce. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for Boston. Pass comes in for Sullinger. And it's Terry in for Courtney Lee. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Here's Durant. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. Durant's got 5 points so far.
Kevin Durant, 3-time NBA. Actually, he's led the NBA in scoring the last 3 seasons. Remarkable when you consider how young this guy is.
Jeff Green. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's his first foul. Jeff Green is checked in for Kevin Garnett. And it's Rondo penetrating. Ring shot on the way. Boston, no good that time either. Durant, the youngest ever scoring champion back in 2010, so naturally also the fastest to 3 scoring titles as well, Steve.
Well, and to think that he's been able to accomplish everything that he has, and he's still in his early 20s. It's just amazing. Of course, leading his team to the finals a year ago as well. He's become one of the most dominant players in the league, and the scary thing is he's only going to get better.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Rajon Rondo. Nick Collison's checked in for the Thunder. Martin comes in for Sefolosha. Well, it was the Oklahoma City Thunder winning their last game against Charlotte.
And a lot of their points didn't come from the usual suspects in that win, Clark.
You're exactly right, Steve. The guys coming off the bench played a huge role. It was a really nice surprise for him.
Kevin Garnett is checked in for the Celtics. Knocked away. Stolen by Durant for the finish. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Throwing it down with one hand and making it look easy.
Easy and fun. He just thrives on making the D look silly.
Yeah, which is something he does pretty often, Kevin.
Shooting for Boston.
You know, Kevin, they were a step late on their defensive rotation, and that helped them get right to the rim.
Celtics making a switch here. Sullinger's checked in.
You know, maybe part of it is playing in a run-and-gun offense for so long, but for whatever reason, Leandro Barbosa can go from hot to red hot in a hurry. He's just one of those guys who can just explode at the drop of a hat during a game.
Well, explosive.
Oh my goodness. What a huge play.
He's definitely showing some real sweet dunking skills here.
Are you kidding me? Oh, my gosh. What a play.
Yeah, that was spectacular.
Russell.
Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Sullinger.
Courtney Lee.
32 seconds left to play in the first. Terry the pass to Green. Back to Terry. An easy 2 points on the layup. Terry's got his first bucket of the night.
You know, it's a plus to get good looks in the paint, and when you can get them, you got to score them.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
And at 4 or 5 now, a nice start. I mean, he looks ready to make an impact offensively. So far, so good.
Outside, Martin. Offensive rebound. Collison kicks to Durant. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jeff Green. That's his first foul. It could go. That misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And that concludes us.
15.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, Steve, Clark, what do you think?
Pretty good start defensively. This club forced some mistakes and took advantage, and that's how they built this lead.
And they built the lead because not only have they forced turnovers, but they've taken care of the ball themselves. So that's a winning combination.
So with Westbrook on the bench, this is who Scott Brooks has out there. Perry Jones out there with Nick Collison. Then there's Martin, then it's Maynard, and it's Durant in at the 3 slot. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, as you know, this Oklahoma City Thunder team made it all the way to the finals last year. A great achievement for a team so young. And of course, they still have plenty of room to grow. One big area is improving their passing. Last season, they were dead last in the league in assists. A lot of one-on-one basketball making up their offense. Forward Nick Collison said, "What's going to make us an elite team is being able to play together and share the basketball. I think the higher we go in that statistic will be good for us, being able to get more wins in a tough playoff series when the defense is really good. You have to be able to move the ball, and that's what we have to focus on." Kevin, they're trying to make a move in that direction.
Doris, we saw that in San Antonio in that series. It almost seemed like they started to incorporate some of the Spurs' great passing into their offense. Just getting better. Sullinger, no good.
He's one guy the defense is not afraid to leave open from that range, and for obvious reasons. Well, there's no doubt about Perry Jones' athletic ability. 6'11", strong, quick. I think the question with him is his energy, his motor. Got a very laid-back personality. And you have to wonder, does he want to dominate the way great players do? We'll see.
And Leandro Barbosa gets the whistle that time.
Jeff Green.
That's his first foul. And a new group in for the Celtics. Brandon Bass is checked in for Sullinger. Green comes in for Paul Pierce. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Leandro Barbosa. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jason Terry. Here's Durant. Count it from 12. Durant's got 9. It seems like Perry Jones, despite his 6'11" size, considers himself more of a perimeter player. Wouldn't you say, Clark?
Yeah, you know, Kevin, he could be one of those guys that could be conflicted by his vast skills. I mean, he's a 6'11" guy that can handle the ball, he can shoot it, can pass it, rebounds effectively. And it's just a matter of him identifying what he needs to do to be impactful on a consistent basis. But he, to me, has a chance to be an outstanding two-way player.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Thunder. And they played the Celtics once earlier in the season. Sellinger's checked in for Boston. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Hashim Thabit, he's checked in for Collison. Baca comes in for Jones. Lamb, he's checked in for Kevin Durant. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Eric Maynard. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jeff Green. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's foul number 2, and I think he's got to be really careful not to pick up the third before the half.
Defensive foul.
And with the Thunder, this is Scott Brooks' first head coaching opportunity. No question he's made the most of it. He was Coach of the Year back in 2010. And that team has so much stability as an organization, but also as a coaching staff and as a roster. They seem to be getting better and better every year.
And for Coach Brooks, you really have to appreciate, Steve, the way he's gotten all the players to buy into being unselfish, that defensive first mentality.
Yeah, no question. And give the general manager credit, too, for putting together a group of guys who are high character and who already have that gene in them to really want the team to do well. Led, of course, by Kevin Durant, the superstar who is also the backbone of this club, Russell Westbrook as well. But Brooks deserves a lot of credit. He's put this together and he's made it work, and really a nice situation in Oklahoma City.
Here's Garnett. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Kevin Garnett.
Well, you could see it happening. You knew the Thunder were poised for a deep playoff run last year after coming up short to the Mavericks in 2011. They made quick work of them in the first round last year.
Looking back on that series, Clark, it was a bit of a statement from the Thunder to go out and sweep the defending champions. They had a couple close games in there. But to do it in Dallas, I thought with a Game 4 series-clinching win was pretty impressive. I know, Steve, you thought so as well.
Oh, no question. And then, of course, they followed that up by beating the Lakers and then San Antonio before finally losing to Miami in the finals. So you look at that murderer's row of opponents that they had to face in the playoffs. And to win 3 series, pretty remarkable.
And Doris Burke has something for us. Hey, Doris.
Well, the Thunder's Russell Westbrook is kind of a different mold of the point guard, more of a scorer. Coach Scott Brooks says, how can you not love this guy? He plays with so much passion. He plays for the team. He wants to be coached. He understands that he's not a finished product. We love what Russell brings us. He's a tough point guard, and he's one of the best in the league. Kevin?
Seems like a good fit. Thanks, Doris. Lee dishes to Rondo. 5 to shoot. Over Westbrook. Great D that time from Westbrook.
And the thing with Russell Westbrook is the potential defensively is just terrifying. I mean, he's so athletic and strong and long. Laterally, he's as quick as anybody in the league. So the potential is really unlimited.
The Thunder leading by 3. Shoots. And it's Westbrook again missing. And now here's Lee. The fast break opportunity. Rebounded by Lamb.
Defensive foul.
And guys, you know, speaking of Westbrook's defensive potential, I think that's one of the things that makes this Thunder team so scary. Their 2 best players, and Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, have the physical gifts to be tremendous defenders. I'm talking about elite-level defenders in addition to where they already are as elite offensive talents.
And a new group in for the Celtics. Brandon Bass is checked in for Garnett. Pierce comes in for Sellinger. Leandro Barbosa is checked in for Courtney Lee. And it's Terry in for Rajon Rondo. And the Celtics making a change here. Garnett's checked in. It's Terry outside. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
He had no luck from the three-point line earlier, so maybe this one will give him some momentum.
It's Westbrook with the drive. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Feeds it to Lamb. It's stolen by Bass.
Now running a little bit of time off. Looks like they're going to play for the final shot.
Steve, you're right. If nothing presents itself, hold for one.
costly mistake at the other end to set up that fast break.
That's what you want to do after a turnover. Push the ball up the floor and strike quickly.
And the foul on Jason Terry. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. Celtics making a switch here. And both free throws good for Westbrook. 5 seconds left now here in the second. Here's Garnett. No good on the buzzer beater. And the first half ends in a close one.
Your Celtics, 30.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball.
Well, Westbrook has been great. He's got 13 points, and he's chalked up a couple of steals, too.
The defense he's played today has had an effect, Clark, even more than those 2 steals would indicate.
Here's out there with Jared Sullinger. And it's Rajon Rondo. Then it's Lee. And it's Garnett in at the center position. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Martin gets it to go from 18 feet away. Martin's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Thunder.
Since Boston's resurgence, they've always done a great job against the Western Conference. Having the depth and the talent they do gives you a chance to do that, but last year it just wasn't the same.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Hasheem Thabeet. Durant comes in for Kevin Martin. And Thabo Sefolosha subbed in for Lamb.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Rondo against Westbrook. Left side, Ibaka. He kicks to Sefolosha. Back to Ibaka. Right up. Shot is blocked. Outside Rondo. The fader. Kevin Durant with the rebound. Durant's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Yeah, Clark, you're right. They really struggled to get any real momentum when they faced off against the Western Conference. And Steve, they ended up with a 7-11 record against them.
Yeah, you know, really a far cry from how they had done up until that point. But losing some of the guys they did made it hard for them to play the type of defense that let them dominate the Western Conference the year before.
And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
And the offense continues to struggle. Just 1 make in their 5 attempts.
Thunder have gone 4 of 5 for the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. And Courtney Lee gets the whistle that time. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. And some changes here for the Celtics. Brandon Bass is checked in for Garnett. Green comes in for Sullinger. And it's Terry in for Courtney Lee.
And the Thunder, when they acquired Kendrick Perkins, they considered him to be the final piece to the puzzle, to be that rebounder, shot blocker, intimidator that you need in playoff basketball.
Westbrook kicks to Durant. The 3 is launched. Gets it to go.
Durant, for 3.
Durant's got 16 points.
Well, he did a nice job of getting himself into just enough of an open area to find that spot for his shot.
And Kendrick Perkins really fitting into the hard-working nature of this Thunder team. Training hard in the summer to get in peak condition. He prides himself on that.
Yeah, and it sets a nice example for his young teammates. It's taken him a while to recover from that knee surgery, but I still think it was an ideal acquisition for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Leandro Barbosa.
And the foul on Paul Pierce. That's foul number 2 for him. Leandro Barbosa. He's checked in for Rajon Rondo. Here's Westbrook. And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. That's his 5th foul.
Obviously, he's not afraid of physical play, but he still needs to play in control.
And he definitely wasn't in control that time. Everybody in the building knew it was an over-the-back call.
The Thunder leading by 6.
Well, it's interesting. This Oklahoma City team has gotten better and better. And now it's to the point where every year the expectations are for the Thunder to pretty much get out of the West and maybe win the championship. Not easy to play with that kind of burden.
Courtney Lee, he's checked in for the Celtics. Nick Collison's checked in for the Thunder. Martin comes in for Sefolosha. Back to Perkins. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. And the Thunder lead by 8. Last season, though, when you talk about expectations, the Thunders have to be pleased with...
Oh, get it! Oh, watch out now.
Shooting from Austin.
The D might need to body him up a little better next time. Get into him some.
Yeah, Clark, they need to be a little bit more physical.
Yeah,
You're
you
right.
can't play this game soft.
Man, but guys, you got to give him some credit for attacking when he had the chance.
The Thunder have gone 3 of 4 at the free throw line tonight.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved. Kevin Durant, how about calling him low maintenance, no maintenance superstar? A great teammate, but he's no choir boy. I mean, there's a definite edge to his game, and you like that. A real neat combination of edge, confidence, and humility. And you see it when he plays. He's going after you now. He wants to choke you off if he can.
Great leader, too.
Yes.
Clark, you were just talking about Durant, the edginess underneath. Think about the tattoos he has all underneath his jersey. Kept tucked away, Steve. Not really in the sight of cameras and the fans. But the kid's got some grit, I think.
Oh, he's got grit. There's no question. I mean, if you had to design a basketball player, I think Kevin Durant would be pretty much what you'd come up with. The length, the skill, but also the humility and the competitiveness. He's got the whole package, and that's why he has Oklahoma City knocking on the door of a championship.
No good from Lee.
And his mechanics are just all out of whack now. He just has no feel for his shot.
Well, his numbers certainly back that fact up. I mean, he has gone ice cold here.
The Thunder have been good at the free throw line. This one, 7 of 8.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
Sullinger's checked in for the Celtics. And that one's good by Pierce.
I think he's done his part to try to keep him in this game. It's been a solid effort from him, guys.
I'll tell you, it had been some time coming, but really last year the dominant core that the Celtics had been built around started to show their age at times.
The Celtics making a switch here. Terry's checked in. And the Celtics, Steve, as you mentioned, they seem to realize that their window was closing as the team got older. And in part, there is some age on there, and hopefully they can navigate that and play a few more years together.
Yep. Well, at the trade deadline, they explored a lot of options to maybe try to get younger to bring some youth in, but they decided to stick with it. Had a strong playoffs, and now a new-look roster. Some new pieces, but still equipped to compete.
And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Durant's got 5 rebounds tonight. From outside the arc. And that's not going to go. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it. Fourth quarter getting going here. It's time for the Sprite Uncontainable Game. Doris Burke with the report. Hi, Doris.
And Kevin, for that great stretch the Thunder put together, they get the Uncontainable Game award. It was in the third quarter when things started falling their way, and they were able to build this lead. No doubt they'll try to keep that momentum going through the end.
Great. Thanks, Doris. And a very important turning point in this game was when they started to gather that steam and really started rolling, guys.
Yeah, no question, Kevin. And that run changed the entire feel of this game. And it wasn't just their offense that made it happen. The stops they were making...